What's good, guys? It's your Great Boy 7, and this is my review for Captain America Civil War. So Captain America Civil War is the third movie in the Captain America franchise. Basically, Tony Stark and Steve Rogers disagree, and now they're going at it to see who's gonna win. Now, this movie has been hyped for years. A lot of people were really excited for it, and it's not really as large scale as it was in the comics, but it's still really cool to finally have it here. Captain America's back. Apparently, the government thinks that what the Avengers have been doing is pretty much out of hand, and they want to put a little bit of more control on him. Tony Stark is with him all the way, and he wants to make sure that everyone's put under check. Captain, being the guy that he is, doesn't like it. So yeah, a little disagreement. It does sound pretty bare bones, but this movie definitely goes a lot deeper than you'd think. We're seeing pretty much the same cast, and with that, we're seeing the same great performances. These guys have been doing these characters for the last few years, so they know what they're doing. Chris Evans does great, Robert Downey Jr., Scarlett Johansson, pretty much across the board, the acting is great. With that, we're actually getting some pretty new characters, which is also really exciting. First of which is Black Panther. Because we didn't really know anything about Black Panther before this movie, it's really cool to see him here. He's a prince, you don't know too much about him, you don't know his character until he really evolves throughout the movie. Not only is his costume dope, but he has some pretty cool scenes, a pretty dope chase scene with Bucky the Winter Soldier, which I'll talk about later. And of course, the next character, probably the most hyped character in this movie, is Spider-Man. Tom Holland is taking the reins as the web slinger, and he does great. You don't really see him too much in the movie, but you don't really need to. He comes in where it matters most, and it is just so cool to finally see him. He does great. He gets all the jokes. He gets all that young teenage sarcasm that Spider-Man is known for. And of course, he kicks ass. You see him swinging, you see him shooting his webs. It's just really cool to finally see Spider-Man, and I'm really excited for his solo movie that's going to be coming out in the next few years. That's going to be really exciting. But again, back to this whole story. You really don't know who to root for. Before, there was this whole hashtag thing on whose team you were on, and I was Team Captain at first, but after watching the movie and actually seeing Iron Man's side of the spectrum, you're really not sure who to root for. There really is no wrong side to this scenario. It's just really tough to see who's got the more greater rights, I suppose. Who's more right in this situation. And that's great. It brings up a lot of intrigue, and that's something that the Russo brothers, the guys who directed this movie, do a really good job at. They really have a great way of blending the action as well as the story. The really cool thing is there isn't actually a bad guy. There is a bad guy in this movie, but he's not like a big bad guy like Ultron was. He's more smaller scale. He's like a small guy with big plans kind of deal. And when his plan really unravels, that's when Bucky comes into play. Bucky was the Winter Soldier, and we didn't really know about what really happened to him until this movie. You see how dangerous he can potentially be. And that just puts a burden on Captain America. Captain is trying to defend Bucky at all costs. He's his best friend. But when he's framed for doing things, he doesn't really know how to handle it. Guys, at the end of the day, Captain America Civil War was everything I hoped it would be. There's a lot of action, the story's really interesting, and the new characters being brought into the cinematic universe are really cool and intriguing. This is by far the most fun I've ever had in a movie this year so far. And with that being said, I'm going to say that Captain America Civil War does in fact get the Your Greek Boy 7 stamp of approval. So guys, that takes care of my review. Thank you so much for watching. If you've seen the movie, what do you think about it? Let me know in the comment section below. And if you like this video, be sure to subscribe to see more. So with that being said, this is Your Greek Boy 7, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.